So how would you feel if you paid over market value for a house, and after a year living in it, you start to have all these problems that you really shouldn't have, right? For instance, the boiler keeps leaking, and you find out that all the boiler plumbing, which is hidden, conveniently hidden behind the walls because the flippers, the people who sold it to you, just kind of boxed in all the plumbing right behind drywall. And so you pay for a home inspection, and right, as a home inspector, I don't have x-ray vision. I can't see behind the walls. So if it works the day that I'm there, then it works, right? But you have somebody come over, they open up the walls, and they're like, oh, wow, look, we got to replace all this piping. So again, you paid over market value for this house. You don't expect to have those types of issues. You kind of expect that people did things to a certain standard, but of course they don't. And so this video is like a little bit of a rant, but at the same time, it's more of a commentary on this scam. I mean, it's a big scam. Like, real estate is this giant scheme. I mean, there's so many scams within it, and it's like, it's even hard to even prove that it's a scam. Like, is it really a scam? I mean, you can argue it all day long, but at the same time, there's like nothing illegal about that, I guess. As far as I can tell, like, if you are in the process of selling a house, you could basically box in all the damage behind drywall, and people can buy the house. They can pay whatever, right? Because that's you agreeing, and it's your fault because you didn't inspect it. You don't have x-ray vision. Yeah, it's a damn shame, because so my personal experience with this is the place that I live in right now. I'm watching the landlord go through this because I'm the first tenant to move in after the landlord bought the building. It's a little 3-family house. And anyway, so I live downstairs in the basement, and I started to notice that the steam boiler was leaking. And I go in there and I start inspecting the place I'm living, and I'm like, wow, the steam boiler plumbing is like completely shot. I mean, and then not only that, the people who renovated this place like boxed everything in the basement. They boxed in sections of the boiler plumbing. So you essentially have to undo all of the work they did to replace this plumbing. And so it like makes you question, like, so what was the point of even finishing the basement? Because also we were having water coming in the basement when it rains. And lo and behold, guess what? Again, they finished the basement but didn't put any kind of French drain water management system. So if you don't know what a French drain is, it's like you dig a trench along the edge of the basement floor, basically, and as water comes in from the walls, it's supposed to kind of go down into this trench, and the trench slopes into a sump pump, and then the sump pump takes the water outside, and that allows you to finish your basement and not worry about the drywall getting wet. So, and there's multiple areas sort of where there's water coming in the basement. And again, I'm looking at this place, and you can look up on the listing on Zillow. You can see how much they paid for it, and I'm like, wow, you paid like over market value for this house that was completely renovated and done and all this stuff, and you don't expect to have these problems yet. Here we are, already have to have this guy come for the 3rd time, and it's not even winter yet. This steam boiler keeps leaking. So yeah, guys, I mean, I feel like Americans, we are expected to like overpay for sort of like substandard stuff. And then it's like, if you tell somebody that, hey, you didn't do it right, you're the asshole. Like, now everybody's looking at you sideways, and they're like, oh, what do you mean, like, it's not right? Like, oh, you're going to kill the deal. And that's another thing. Like, if I point this stuff out, which of course I do, like, I would never not tell somebody something because of killing the deal. I don't care about that. But I'm just saying, like, I'm the asshole now because I come into a house and I'm like, oh, by the way, before you finished the basement, you should have put a French drain in. So really, technically, you have to tear all this down, put the French drain in, and then rebuild it. Nobody wants to hear that. They just want to come in, throw stuff up, and everybody tells them, oh, great job, here's $1 million. And unfortunately, that's what's happening. I mean, Americans, I don't know what the hell is going on, guys. Like, everybody's okay with this substandard stuff, with this wonky, um, I don't even know what to say. Just, it's the equivalent of malpractice. It really is. Like, there should be some kind of way that this landlord could hold the seller responsible for sort of hiding this damage and creating a bigger problem. Like, really, in a way, you should have just sold the house unfinished in the basement at a discount, or, not for the total the same price. Let this person do it correctly or something. Let somebody go tear, because what we're looking at this place is we're looking at somebody who bought this property thinking it was going to be this investment property, right? It's supposed to make money, and within the first year, we're talking about like $30,000, $40,000 worth of work at minimum, and I'm sure there's even more stuff that could be done to the property. So yeah, guys. So what are your experiences? Has anybody bought a house here and had like a horror story, or ended up, paying, like overpaying, and then having an issue where now they had to come out of pocket and fix stuff? And what do you think? Like, should there be recourse? If you can kind of show that somebody intentionally hid things like old pipes and bad wiring and garbage. I've even seen people hide garbage behind the walls. They'll just drywall right over a bunch of garbage. And it's just, again, that's why contractors are just not trusted. But all right, guys, hey, great to be back. See, I didn't like not posting video for a few days, so I got plenty more stuff I want to talk about. All right, see you guys.